Hey Ted, I came to you through Becca Tracy,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, so I've been working on my business for about a year. I had a question for you about niche. I don't really have a clear who. I work with people who need help managing their personal finances, specifically people who are struggling with budgeting, people who are struggling building savings, and people who are trying to pay off debt. So I'm not really clear on my big
Hey.
circle and my little circles. I don't know if the budgeting, the debt and the savings are the little circles, and the big circle is people that need help managing their finances. And if you don't have a specific who, that makes it harder to be referable. Like, I don't work just with engaged couples or with millennials, or I've
Right.
worked with business owners and single women and married women and couples. So
Right.
do I need to refine that more, I guess?
Well, let me answer the question. First of all, there's a video that may be useful for you to check out that I've just posted in the chat. Okay, so let's kind of work this back to the fundamentals. You need clients, right? You need people who are going to pay you money.
Right.
And the way that marketing really works at the end of the day is word of mouth. I think we'd all agree. You can get a lot of fancy tactics and advertising. It's great. But the long-term fix and the most sustainable, the long-term cheapest thing is that you just are thrilling people and they're going and telling everybody about it. Yeah, so word of mouth is the thing. Word of mouth means that people are talking about us. And they're talking about us in a way that people might hear them and say, oh, I should check that out. Oh, that's from me. So that's the fundament. How do we support that in happening, this word of mouth? And it just means that there has to be something clear that they could say. Yeah, there has to be something. It can't just be, oh, I should connect you with this woman. She kind of does everything for everybody in every way you could imagine. That's not going to be compelling. So there just has to be something they say. Now, does that have to be based on the who? No, it doesn't. But it has to be based on something. And so there are 6. There's the who, what, where, when, why, and how. So there's a couple things I'd recommend. Number 1 is watch that video and really think about that. Are there any of those other 6 that are actually the thing that may have you pop out? Because maybe it's not who, maybe it's the what, where, when, why, how. In some way, the video will explain more a bit. But the other thing is I would do the puttering prep exercises, because sometimes there's just something in the who. Because people get caught up in, oh, I don't have this part of the who, so I have nothing. But there's probably a few little gems in there that would be enough to help hone the who a little bit. And then maybe you hone the what a bit. Sometimes it's the when or the where. I mean, the where can be a real thing. Yeah, I do all this budgeting stuff, but I do it in this town. I'm local. We can meet in person. Sometimes that's like, oh, can I actually fucking meet with somebody in person and not on Zoom? Hello. Yeah. Like, yeah, I want a kind of money coach. I'm tired of working with people online. I want somebody I can sit down with my laptop and receipts and just talk it through in person. Sometimes that's the thing. Yeah. I want a therapist, but I want to actually be in person. I don't want to work on Zoom with a therapist. So then the where actually becomes one of the key components, which in the modern Zoom time kind of can be forgotten. So that's what I would do as next steps.
Okay. I do have a pretty strong different point of view than a lot of other money coaches. But it's kind of interesting because a lot of people people say I need help budgeting, but I do my work without a budget. So it's an alternative to a budget, but trying to explain that to people, they don't know that that's what it is. So they just think, oh, I can't budget. I'm struggling. I need help with a budget. So that point of view is very hard to convey when they don't even understand what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, but then you step it back to what's Island A and what's Island B.
Okay.
So it could be, I mean, the headline could be struggling with your budget. And then your opening paragraph's like, yeah, a lot of people come to me struggling with the budget. And oh my God, I keep overspending and I keep, there's always more month at the end of the money. And there I went again, spending more than I had. And I really need a budget. And then you say, but wait, here's my take. They're wrong. They actually don't need a budget. What they really need is this. And then you make the case. So you can still kind of hook, as it were, with that thing, you can say the thing that's relevant and then just share your point of view.
Okay.
Now, of course, what you don't say is in the headline, like, learn how to budget, and then, do the bait and switch. You just could say, are you struggling with your budget?
Mhm.
And then you just make the case. And then you say, look, if you want help with your budget, here's a bunch of resources that I think are fantastic on the budget thing, if that's what you want, just so you're not left with nothing. But now that you have that and you could go deal with it, let me make you the case that there's something much better you could do.
Okay.
And you make the case. So that's something.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for coming.